will be helping design a chip platform that ties a device's identity to a human identity. So this is a great opportunity for us to look at to help markets such as medical devices or critical national infrastructure air-gapped systems, where the identity of the person operating the system becomes super important.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Berta Pappenheim. She is the executive director and project lead at truststamp. And Berta, it's good to see you. How are you?
Thank you. Thanks, Steve. I'm very well, thank you.
Good to have you along. Excited to talk about some news that you had out recently with your inclusion in the European Union Semiconductor Initiative. So why don't we start there? Why don't you tell us what that is?
Of course. Not many people know what the IPCEI stands for. It's an abbreviation for the Important Project for Common European Interest. And it's an important initiative in Europe at the moment, as the European semiconductor ecosystem is entering a new phase. They're trying to connect dots of isolated research excellence spots into an integrated value chain of semiconductors, and the IPCEI is obviously a vehicle to do that.
Okay, so what does that mean for truststamp to be a member?
Well, obviously, it's a huge validation of who we are and what we do. To be selected as a direct participant in Europe's most strategic semiconductor program, alongside with major European players, is obviously a huge credibility signal that money can't buy. So we're very happy to be part of this project, and this is a positioning that embeds us in the main drive for Europe's semiconductor technology, building sovereign technology, exactly where our data security business sits. And as a platform, it definitely opens collaborations and future commercial applications for us. And this brings our technology right to the hardware level.
And then, in fact, there's been some agreements already coming out of this, correct?
Yes, so it's still early days, and there's a lot of hurdles that we go through, as in every European project. There's lots of formal approval steps, but we've signed 2 cooperation agreements with fellow participants who have been similarly selected by the European Commission, and they will open up quite different opportunities. The first one is about trusted hardware. So we will be helping design a chip platform that ties a device's identity to a human identity. So this is a great opportunity for us to look at to help markets such as medical devices or critical national infrastructure air-gapped systems, where the identity of the person operating the system becomes super important. And this is an important step in proving how identity can and will indeed become part of critical national infrastructure. The other one is a bit of a frontline frontier research. It's about brain-computer interfaces, which is a really exciting new field that a lot of research organizations are looking into, and truststamp is starting to understand how can we help other entities look at brain waves as a potential source of identification of a human. This is obviously very early days, but we're looking at how signals from the body and even from the brain can one day prove someone's identity. And obviously, protecting this very sensitive data is a huge challenge to those who are in the sector. So truststamp will also look at how we can safeguard this extremely sensitive data.
That's fascinating. Wow. Now, I also noted in the news release that there was the support of the Malta Enterprise to help you in this initiative. Can you talk about the partnership there?
Of course. So Malta Enterprise is Malta's national economic development agency, and their role in the IPCEI is a bit like how the Olympic team is selected by the national agency, and that the same thing is true for what Malta Enterprise has done. They've selected the most promising applications for the IPCEI, and they actually included TrustStamp as a direct participant to the program, which is an honor, and we're very proud of being part of this ecosystem that's building out of Malta. And I think for a small country like Malta, they're really punching above their weight, because there's a considerable ecosystem growing out of the program. So for us, this is a real validation, and we're really grateful for Malta Enterprise's support in this work.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like it's a really unique initiative, and congratulations on being a part of it at TrustStamp. Berta, great to see you. Thank you so much. Really informative interview, and appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
All right, there's a Berta Pappenheim, Executive Director and Project Lead at TrustStamp.